everyone.
Good morning, Reverend Sonia.
Welcome, welcome to 2023. So
Yes.
let us wish ourselves and those on the World Wide Web a Happy New Year. Yes, that was powerful. That was powerful. And we were off to a great start last night as we had a wonderful, wonderful service designed by Reverend Michael Record and with a lot of participation from so many people. So those of you who missed it, you haven't missed it. On live, the recording will be there for you to just enjoy it. It was truly different and wonderful. So we will just start as we always do, with going within to recognize who we really, really are. I know one power, one presence. It is that called by many names, but which knows us individually because it streams through us, it acts through us, feels, thinks through us, reacts through us. It is that which fills the sanctuary this morning. It fills every aspect of this service, including those persons who are witnessing and participating in the World Wide Web. It is that which projects itself from those who would wish to be here, but are not here physically, but are here in consciousness. I know that everything that projects itself through our voices as we sing, as we affirm, is God's presence announcing itself as pure love, binding us together with a warmth which inspires us to know that every step along this infinite way we call life, that we are guided and guarded, and that everything that is being done by us is divine right action. So I know it is that inspiration that comes through this service this morning, and that we take away with us, fired up, charged, and ready to run this other relay, this leg of the relay of life. Knowing that all is well, I release my words, giving thanks that it is so. And so it is. Well, our inspirational reading today, and we'll do it together, is our Declaration of Principles. And it's on the front page, and I'm sure it's been projected on the World Wide Web as well. It's a little small print for me, but I'll do my best. And of course, you will be doing your best, so I'll really be there with you. Together, we believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in everyone, and that all people are incarnations of the one Spirit. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever expanding. We believe that heaven is within us, and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe that the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the intuitive and spiritual nature of the individual, and that any person may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by the creative mind, which receives a direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. We believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny. For we understand that life of all is God. Well, you read that beautifully. And I have an idea which was given to us by Practice Steve, which I'll pass on to you. When you personalize it and exchange we for I, it becomes a totally different experience. So you might want to do that for at least a week in the new year and see how it feels for you. So we are going to have our chant now, which is I Turn Within. And of course, you know, it's one of the many gifts that we have received from our music master and practitioner, Steve Golden. I turn within, dear Lord, for there you dwell, in my heart of hearts, where all is well. I love the peace and joy that His Spirit expressed. I find His me, dear Lord, and make manifest. I turn within, dear Lord, for there you dwell, in my heart of hearts, where all is well. The love, the peace and joy that His Spirit expressed, I find His me, dear Lord, and make manifest. Oh, and we'll just enjoy a few moments of silence, silent gratitude. Yes, yes, for life, for love. Yes. And so it is. For me, I choose in 2023 a deeper understanding of my Christ nature. What about you? What do you choose in 2023? And now we'll do our affirmation of divine love, which is found on page 2. And it's also on the World Wide Web, I'm sure. It always is there. So together, divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for this church now. Divine love is now victorious, and so it is. And so our praise song, which is on the same page, praise to the Lord, the Almighty.
Praise to the Lord, the Almighty, the King of creation. Oh, my soul, praise Him, for He is thy health and salvation. Come ye all here, brothers and sisters, draw near. Praise Him in glad adoration. Praise to the Lord, oh let all that is in me adore Him. Oh, that hath life and breath, come now with praises before Him. Let the Amen shout from His people again. Gladly forever we adore Him.
And since we are standing, we continue, and we will say our prayer of our center together. The Temple of Light, Center for Spiritual Living, is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community, from which the Christ peace, love, and joy emanate, to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way. The light of the Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God, and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and glory forever. And so it is. You may be seated. Thank you. Yes, I just love that prayer of our center as I do the prayer of Jamaica. Are we delighting the candle? If we move it this side, oh, okay. A little disoriented here. Okay, well, for a second. Anybody has a cigarette lighter? No, my friend. We used it last night to light our candle. Oh. Maybe we should sing another verse.
Okay. You go ahead. Go ahead and light it.
Participation.
Wonderful. Lovely.
Okay, so we thank you. So with Karen.
So Karen lights this candle.
So, the Father always provide on time and in order through his various people. This morning it's Karen. So, we are going to
Karen lights this
affirm
candle on behalf
for our children.
of all the children of
Right.
the world.
And it's found, the affirmation is found at the top of page 3. So we have lit this candle, rather Karen has, on behalf of the children of the world and the childlike spirit that has been evoked in each one of us as we approach another new year. So we love you.
We appreciate you. We salute the Christ in you.
And we see you as shining lights unto your world. God is blessing you now. So it is.
It is.
And now we are going to sing our mission song, right? And we're going to do it just as live as we always do.
The temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are a people with a vision, one in spirit on a mission. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone who comes into contact with us, anytime, night or day. The temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are the people with a vision, one in spirit on a mission. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone who comes into contact with us. Anytime, night or day.
Yay! Oh, that was a feeble yay. Anyway, next time. Yes, but that was lovely. You sung it beautifully anyway. So now we'll have our announcements, right? Yes. So, it is my pleasure to welcome anyone who is joining us for the first time, either in our sanctuary or on the internet, on the World Wide Net. Is there anyone who is joining us for the first time? Please stand if you have. Okay, no one, but it is my pleasure still, because I have the mic, to ask a person who I've known for years as an Adenike, which I discovered in recent years is really Serena, who is the beloved daughter of Dr. Elma London, to stand up so we can give her some love. Come on, no man. Hey. Oh, she has faithfully joined us every year, right? Every year, almost every year. Yeah. It seems like that. So we're just so grateful that you keep on coming back and remembering us always, even when you're not here. Bless you, Serena. Yes. Okay, so our spiritual mind healing service resumes this Tuesday. And I understand that it is Reverend Sonia who will be taking that. I wonder. At 6 p.m. So come and help me to just rev up some healing consciousness for this year, right? Labyrinth Walk has been ever faithful, ever sure. COVID or no COVID, Labyrinth Walk is always there out in the open under the lignum vitae tree. So it's on first Wednesdays, and you're all invited to come to walk for peace for our island, Jamaica. And I always like to extend it to the world because, you know, Jamaica, we're broad, so anything that generates in here just spread out all over the place, right? So I know that when we do it for Jamaica, everybody will benefit. Prayer Power, also ever faithful, ever sure, is on. Yes, we will be having it at the usual time at 6 on Thursday evenings. Oh, we had a one bang-up end-of-year experience last Thursday. Please come and join us. Join us. Just come for the experience. We won't tell you what will happen. Just come. Just come. It is really wonderful. And it's just an hour. Sometimes it's 45 minutes, but it's an hour until we start classes again. Okay, our New Year's workshop, parts 1 and 2. This event will be on January 8th, when you get a preparation, and January 9th, when we go into the meat of the matter. And so you need to look out for some very innovative and exciting sessions to start the new year ripe, right, with possibilities. So we're giving you ample warning, tell your friends. It's one time in the year where it's good for anybody or everybody, regardless of whether you have a spiritual discipline or not. Just invite. Open your hearts and invite people so we can really, really have that experience together. Prayer support continues. We will have some changes in January, but right now it continues as before, right? A practitioner will be on duty to pray for you immediately after the service. And the practitioner today is Sandra Cooper, right? And the number to call, 876-289-0907. 876-289-0907. And our ministers are still available for you between 8 a.m. and midnight. I know some of you know who has the midnight watch, but yeah. Yes, but we are here, and we invite you to call us anytime. We will be available. Even if there's a little delay, we'll call you back. But we'll have a new schedule, a new exciting prayer roster in January, later on in January. Oh, we're in January now. Okay, we're so grateful always for your donations, your tithes, your givingness of everything. I just love the givingness of our people. Give of our substance, we give of our service, we give of our love, and we give of our presence. I know there's, at least in that back row, there's a lady that is here. Come rain, come shine. She's always here. Can't see so good at a distance if she's here today. But that is part of the givingness. And we continue to know that we use your gifts of tithes and offerings very well. You can see how beautiful our place is, this wonderful, wonderful place that came to us as a gift of consciousness by a group of ladies, and I think one man was in it or two, I'm not sure. But it was a small group of people who had the audacity to say, I want this place, even when others wanted it. So we continue to support it, right? And you'll be happy to know that this concludes this doesn't conclude our announcements. I have some things that Rev Ann added later on. Very important information, very important. Thanksgiving services are being planned and will be executed for Sandra Donaldson. You know Sandra Donaldson is a stalwart who is to sit right over there with our two beautiful grandchildren. It will be on Monday, January 9th at 11 a.m. at Webster's Memorial. So please support the family, turn out, and also offer your love and your prayers. Now, I know people are wondering, when we will also celebrate the life of Carmen Clark. And plans are being made, and they will be finalized. You'll be hearing about it soon. The family is in touch with Rev Ann, and they're really refining the plans. It will be very soon. I don't think we have a date yet. We have a date?
Saturday the 14th.
And we have a time
It's
as
the
well.
time that we
Oh, we're okay. So it is Saturday the 14th, and we'll let you know what time it will be, right? Okay. I think that's the additional thing you put there, Reverend. Yes. Yeah, I think. Okay. So, the announcement is over. Can you imagine? It is over. Mm-hmm. So, we're moving on. We are moving on. Okay. Now, it is my pleasure to ask those who have their birthdays this month to stand while Reverend Ann, our interim minister, makes her way to the mic to pray you up. Nobody have their birthday this month?
Yes, ma'am.
January?
Yes.
Oh, you don't remember that it's January.
Is that
Oh, get up.
George is there, yes.
Can't see you behind there.
It's only George I can see.
All right, come, let us sing then.
I know we have Sheena on the 25th. We have Stephanie
Okay.
McCracken. We have quite a few people. Alia Oreen. We have a couple of people. Well,
All right, let us sing for them first, Reverend.
Happy birthday
to all right, start the right note.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear loved ones. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. Happy birthday to you. Wow. We recognize that presence of love in our midst. That presence and power that incarnated out of pure consciousness and pure love all those who are enjoying a birthday for January 2023. A new year, new beginnings, new demonstrations of love, peace, joy, and all that is God. So I know for each and everyone that's born in January, as we celebrate who they are, I know that the reality of that Christ consciousness that is within each one rises to the fore to allow everything necessary for their highest evolution for this wonderful new year to come forward. Doors are open, channels flow with seamless substance to bless their lives, as we know for each one as they enjoy the fellowship of this community and as they step forward into new opportunities to experience the abundance of good that is now forever just simply just laid before them on that table of opulent living. I know that it is good and very good. So we salute you. We celebrate with you all that you are, and we stand with you as you enjoy this wonderful new field of possibilities that is laid out before you. This is the truth. I know that it is so, and I give thanks for you. And so it is.
And so it is. Guess what? I couldn't bother to wait for March. I take some of it for myself from now. It's so sweet. Woo! Woo! Thank you, Reverend Ann. All right, so we got that, so we're going to sing now. The first hymn, A Golden Dawn, is breaking. Yes, yes. And now, it is always a thrill for me to share this platform with Reverend Ann. We have shared many other settings, years and years of classes together, although she's graduated away from me now, right? And I have another co-pilot in the form of Practice Steve and Sheena and Vance. We have a team going. So we miss you, Reverend Ann, but we have some successors, right? That you have trained, right? Ah, wonderful, wonderful. But I know we are all seated in great anticipation because she's always so rich with wisdom. And some of it is Bible wisdom too. A lot of passion and a beautiful, serene spirit. We just welcome her right here and right now. And help me welcome her. A big applause for her.
Thank you, Reverend Sonia, and thank you all for joining us today. Good morning again. What a beautiful morning it is, eh?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Wow. So, yes, words of welcome to those online and those in the sanctuary from our beloved Temple of Light, Center for Spiritual Living, Kingston, Jamaica. A day that this warmth of fellowship will allow us to step forward into the field of infinite possibilities for a new year. Our founder of this teaching, The Science of Mind and Spirit, Dr. Ernest Holmes, has this quote, which we always utilize on the Awakening to New Experiences. And he says, "A new light is coming into the world. We are on the borderline of a new experience." The vision of our beloved temple is, and I quote, we all should know this by heart, you know. We are a lighthouse of collective consciousness, revealing love, joy, peace, and prosperity to all. We are a lighthouse of collective consciousness, revealing love, joy, peace, and prosperity to all. This radiant light of truth that is just beaming out from our collective consciousness must and bound and compelled to usher our community into this new experience of 2023. Our theme for this year is God as Me for 2023. God as Me for 2023. So yes, friends, we are indeed on the borderline of a new platform to ensure possibilities just flow through our lives and affairs. God is always for us. And as long as we remember that, we will go through the waters, the journey, because our standard bearer is our faith in that beloved power and presence that created us out of itself. And our mission is to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate anyone with whom we come into contact. So we have our work all set out for us for this new year. How are we going to do that? We expect to do this through educating, teaching, spiritual coaching, counseling, and community building. We know that with the building of anything, we have to start from foundation. Our foundation is built solidly on affirmative prayer, prayer power on a Thursday, abiding in the silence as well, in the sanctuary of our hearts, in common union with our indwelling God. Affirmative prayer is an active process in our spiritual toolkit. Please come to classes, those who are still not quite sure of the steps. I'm sure that once you get it, you'll use it always. But as we dwell in the silence, as Reverend Sonia is trying to point you to Thursday evenings at 6, we learn to listen. And when you scramble the letters of listen, what do you think you get? Silent. This now becomes a silent process for always to listen to the guidance of that infinite intelligence out of which all things emanate. So in this new year, we expect to increase our spiritual offerings to our community and beyond the borders of our geographical location. So my thoughts this morning flow from the scripture verse, Luke 11, verse 36. And I quote, "If thy whole body therefore is filled, if thy whole body therefore be filled with light, having no part dark, The whole shall be full of light, as when the bright shining of a candle doth give thee light. If thy whole body therefore is full of light, having no part dark, the whole shall be full of light, as when the bright shining of a candle doth give thee light. End of quote. And our psalmist remembers this one. For thou wilt light my candle, the Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. So therefore this morning, my theme is, I am a light unto my world. I am a light unto my world. We know that song, that chant that it starts? I am a light, I am a light, I am a light on this world. And I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. So yes, friends, in this new year, as we shine our light of truth, sometimes in that seeming darkness of negativity, ignorance, fear, and separation, we can be certain that where there is light, there is no darkness. So as we all shine from where we are placed, this light of truth from our community expands into a transcendental field of brilliant shimmering light, which will transform our own individual worlds, that of our geographical community, our island home, and into the cosmos. So how do we keep that wick trimmed and immersed in that oil of truth, so that our light is as constant as that lighthouse that directs ships and airplanes from danger, but most of all, the lighting of the path, the way to their destination? We start with our declaration of principles, which reminds us of our origin. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is a logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. What does that mean to the trimming of my wick immersed in the oil of truth? We were created, and I'm reminded by the phrase, from living the science of mind. We are created from an absolute and self-existent cause, which then means that that principle, that power, that presence, which makes everything out of itself, contains and sustains everything out of itself. God is all there is. And the definition of self-existence, living by virtue of its own being. So therefore, that divine spirit contains within itself infinite imagination, complete volition, and absolute power. So we too, because we're made in the image and likeness of that absolute self-existent cause, we create by thought, through our imagination and choices, all that is necessary for our own existence. What we focus on, we animate and therefore demonstrate. This is our authority. From our cause to effect, from within to without. So when we declare that the manifest universe is the body of God, it is a logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. God's self-knowingness energizes that which is known, and that which God knows takes form. The form has a divine pattern within it. For us, our thoughts stem from the unmanifest, the absolute, which contains all knowledge. And as we animate by providing the mold, the focus, the feeling, what do you think will happen? It becomes the effects of our life experiences. So as we keep that razor-pointed attention and intention on what we want to demonstrate in 2023. It, therefore, must demonstrate. So, it is beneficial that we execute whatever we know. Because what we know, we share in the mind of God, and as we rise, all others will rise with us. So, cause, effect. So we can change the effects of our life by going back to the drawing board of our consciousness. We do this by affirmative prayer. We do this by abiding in the silence, listening with that inner ear to the divine pattern of thought we wish to embody in our experience. Friends, yes, we have gone through the past year. Our triumphs and seeming experiences, contrary to the direction of our good, provides us with a template of what we need to deliberately take into the new year. So whatever we learned last year as to how to demonstrate, as to something that don't look too wonderful in our world of affairs, so we move away from it. Those are the tools that you're going to use for 2023. So yes, when we trim our wick, you know that wick in that old-time oil, there's lovely lamps that our grandmothers have. Mm-hmm. You have to trim the wick, you know. So the worn out and the burned sections, you have to take it off because it will dim the light, the bright light that is coming from the lamp. So we learn to understand that what we need to radiate for a bright, shimmering light, we have to trim the wick. Remember that light is indestructible and consistent. So no matter what the unknown way may look like, that light is always shining through the windows of our conscious awareness, right? So trimming the wick ensures that the beam is laser-like, it's powerful, and it's brilliant, right? If you keep on the worn-out fabric on it and the little suit, you're going to have aberrations. You're going to have a scattering of the beam with parts not so bright and parts bright, and you're not going to have a full focus beam. So we trim that wick with the spiritual tools that we are taught. And guess what? We get to do it in a community like this. We have the support, the fellowship, the encouragement, the understanding, and the backing of everybody around us. So we have the natural cheerleaders in here that allow us to, yes, all right, while we're cleaning up the wick and cleaning up everything, they support you, they help you. Some might come and ask you what you need. You need a scissors, you need this to trim it off. That is what community is all about. But guess what? We have to step out of the comfort zones in order to really experience this God potential that is within us for this new year. Eric Butterworth gave us an insight to what this thing about this God potential means. He says we do not know much about the God potential in man. That lighteth every man coming into the world. But we see that light in the love and the joy and the radiance in the faces of people. And of course in the life of our way shower, Jesus the Christ. He goes on to say that the very nature of man, every man, there is a stored up substance of divine energy, like the coal in the earth, which may be stirred up and released to illumine the lives and light the way of man. So everybody in here is a lighthouse. We have to shine the light. So we have to trim the wicks. But we have to leave, as I said, the comfort zone. Take the lessons forward. Sometimes it's not easy to navigate, friends. I'm telling you the truth. It's not easy. But I remember a statement made by Winnie Mandela, and I'll say it. I will guarantee you that the day you step outside your comfort zone by making success your goal is the day you discover adversity, risk, and daring will make life sweeter than you have ever imagined. Step out. That is the only way you're going to know what is within you. You have to step out. So as we trim the wick, we are able to see the reality behind adverse events, and with the risk and daring, when we pray we ensure that the goals we have set for ourselves we will achieve easily, effortlessly, and joyously. I'm a football fan by osmosis. Why? My brother, my two sons, my daughter. So all I hear is Arsenal. Vance, I don't want to hear anything. Arsenal, an English team that stopped winning. And now they're at the top of their league. They have a new manager called Arteta, right, Vance? Who understand that if everyone, the players, supporters, management, and coaching staff reflect the same vision of winning, then that is the reason why Arsenal is now at the top of the league. 7 points ahead of everybody. They never used to win anything. And then Arteta decided, say, yes, no. Everybody must walk the same path. There is no weak link in that block of fans and the staff and the administration and the players. No weak link. So I mean, when I'm telling you that everybody gave of their best to ensure that this team is at the top of the league. He knows that it went beyond personality. It is a merging of conscious awareness of everyone to that vision which executes the mission. So everybody know the vision and everybody know the mission. It's the same thing with community. Everybody matters in here. Whatever is contributed, whether it's time, talent, treasure, and consciousness, it must reflect the vision and the mission of our community. The goal of success of every single individual, associate, and those who provide services must matter. Friends, separation breeds conflict. It fragments the beam of light from our lighthouse of consciousness. But love, respect, and fellowship dissolve that. So as we work on our week of consciousness, it must be active and deliberate. And you have to adhere to the steps which keep our immersion in truth. In that same chapter 11 of Luke, Jesus the Christ gave some information, verse 24 to 26, and it goes like this. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places seeking rest and finding none. He saith, I will return unto my house whence I came out. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. And goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. End of quote. So Jesus smart. Metaphysically, an unclean spirit is reliance on person, place, and things, effects, a consciousness that is identified with trappings of form rather than cause. So as we recognize that these patterns of thought are not beneficial to that which is true, loving, and perfect, we release them by whatever tools necessary to build a new mental mindset of success. If, however, we clear and do not replace, we leave ourselves open to their return, as the groove or pathway is still there. If we continue to forget our consistent daily mental spiritual work to keep the new pattern of thought in place until full embodiment, then the old ways, with even more severe consequences, will again project into our experiences. It is not enough to merely forget, friends. There must be an active, deliberate thrust to ensure that the old patterns do not resume their tenancy in your experiences. This process of forgiveness, giving up for, is not an easy one. It's sometimes easier to hold on to the old hurt because it's what you know. But the fact is that step out of the comfort zone. Try something different. Try something different. So that somehow you can step up into that extraordinary, beautiful life that you are here to shine. next week, part 1 of our New Year's workshop, practitioner Sandra Cooper and prayers from the other practitioners will be here Sunday 1st at 9 o'clock. And it will assist us in identifying the blocks to our success, and with the application of the law of mind, learn to assist us in the removal, replacement of the old mental thought patterns that keep us stuck in the groove of life. Therefore, as we get ready now for our workshop next week, there are some things that we have to pay attention to. Reverend Sonia said if we personalize the Declaration of Principles, that's one way. So when the thoughts and the habits and the behavior patterns arise that may dim the brilliance, we can use affirmations to brighten it, to dispel the darkness. One of them, I have two here. I am a light that radiates love, peace, and joy. I am a light that radiates love, peace, and joy. And the second one is, my light from within dissolves that which does not serve me. I step into the truth of my being. My light from within dissolves that which does not serve me, and I step into the truth of my being. It is suggested, friends, that we practice affirmations to support our cultivation of a successful lifestyle. You want success, you have to know how it feel like, what it look like. So affirmations assist, going within the silence to get that pattern of thought from the infinite self-knowingness of God. Helps us, because all of us view success differently. Some people want to go to Mars. I just want to make sure some of my garden grows. I'm still having problems with whitefly. I just want it to just do the things I want it to do. Right? That is what I call, a successful life. I'm working at being a gardener, you see? So, and as I said, Courtney wants to go to the moon. So, you see, everybody have a different take on success. But we have to allow the affirmations to sweeten the fertile soil of our minds. So the adversity and the risk can only lead to a life, as Winnie Mandela, so sweet that it is beyond our normal everyday experience. A life of everyday wonder and praise. That is what we're moving towards. Once everybody emulates this, friends, this community now becomes a field that fosters peace, joy, and love to everyone that comes into contact with it. And guess what? They are transformed as they reach at the gate. Every individual life matters. It makes a difference to our island, Jamaica, and our cosmos. We serve our community, which includes this spiritual home that we are so proud of, and the world at large. So let us step out of the comfort zone of, I am okay, to, we are all okay. Our ethnic origins, education, occupation, where we live, skin color, shape, size, and age does not matter. It is just wrapping, unique to each and every one of us. But beneath all that, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. None of us can guarantee how the individual journey of anyone will ever look or feel like. There are bumps, detours, misdirection, loss, pain, triumphs, laughter, joy, peace, joy on the journey. But at the heart level, all of us share that love that incarnated us out of itself. And that's how we learn to appreciate each other, because we share love. Everybody knows how to love inside here. So we just use that to appreciate each other. There's a case study that is told by Susan Jones, one of our New Thought ministers, and she says this young woman had an exceptional talent as a window display artist. She was great. But her boss kept criticizing her displays. It was never, ever good enough. She was advised to get help, as she was now frustrated and angry. However, at that session where she went to a practitioner, she was asked to reflect on her own attitudes. her observation was that she too mirrored that same behavior pattern. So she was able to try something new by embodying what she wanted to experience. And the prescription for that was at night, last thing before she went to sleep, is to visualize the compliments of good work from her boss and all those people passing the window. And she too had to learn to compliment her boss, who was managing the store. And she had to do it in front of the co-workers that she used to cut him down with. Anyway, she was able to observe the decisions that that person made. And a creeping respect for her boss grew. And with that process, with the visualization and the respect that she's now radiating, that store, everybody just wanted to go in there. And the influence grew, and the success of the store was phenomenal. So friends, with examples of tools like that, we can lift our cup of acceptance for a brand new year with possibilities. Anything you name it, you can get. With God, all things are possible. So, what is the homework? First for this week, any sign of otherness, affirm the light that you are and establish in mind the desire of love, peace, joy, and prosperity. Secondly, keep to our mental and spiritual work with a new enthusiasm. Keep the appointment of the early morning meditation, reading to ensure that we are immersed in the oil of truth and the wick is trimmed to radiate the greatest possible light. During the day, remember who we are and our oneness with that eternal light that radiates from us. We are the hands and feet of God. Thirdly, in our relationships at work or on the road or in the community, let us learn to let go. The I am right and must have the last word. Guilty, Your Honor. There is no right or wrong. We have a different way of seeing and hearing things, but the message is always clear. We are one. No matter what, we are one. Love, friends, is always the antidote for any ill you can come up with. We should sell it in buckles. Love is the antidote for everything. But we have to practice, practice, practice. So if we respond in the way that we want to be treated, if we are kind, patient, non-judgmental, tender, and caring, then what is the effect? A wonderful, loving community that supports each and every one. So how are you going to do that? A hug, a smile, a compliment, a note of thanks, sometimes a question to share concern. But let us always take the opportunity to appreciate each other and appreciate ourselves. You can't do one without the other. You have to do both. And you have to take care of our spiritual health. It is important. As we trim our wicks, we get the maximum light radiating, the love, the joy that we are, and it shimmers to bless the entire world. And the last one is we must always live in gratitude. There is so much to give thanks for. It is indeed a beautiful world, friends. So I end with, we are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. Oh. Oh, namaste.
Wow, 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 wow. We have been fed a feast, and the high point of the feast is the tender, juicy filet steak that has in everything to make your mouth water for more. There's no way you can try to summarize this more than saying that by virtue, she has exhorted us to know that we all matter. By virtue of being human, our very existence influences other people, wherever they may be, wherever we may be. By virtue of being divine, she has told us everything is already within us. And she has taken us step by step how to evoke that and walk in that spirit of constant knowing so that we may be the powerhouse that we were meant to be, and as she is. Thank you, Reverend Ann. Wow. Wow. So now we have a musical item. Is that it? Yes. By none other than, we can't call him a visiting artist anymore. He has been with us for weeks. Our practitioner, beloved practitioner, Steve Golding, is going to come and thrill us with his beautiful music. Always his creation.
Morning, church. I was sitting there trying to think of who else could connect. We are creating the image and likeness of that absolute self-existent cause and the home sweet home lamp. Yeah, Reverend Ann is special. So I have this Stevie Wonder song that by now everybody knows that I love. A song called If It's Magic. And trust me, when I tell you, say, no, it's not you to go here, sorry. And when I tell you, say, I've been practicing it, I mean, I've really been practicing it. And so yesterday I'm practicing. The Spirit says, not that you're going to sing. Sorry, hush. I'll sing it another time, don't worry. You have to find a metaphysical interpretation for old pirates. Yes, they're rabbi. So guess what? This 7 demons in negative thoughts. So thank you again, Reverend Ann. So, all right, in mysterious ways. Old pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ship. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. You know the song. Won't you help to sing a song of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption song, redemption song. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy. None of them can stop your time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. I don't know which book. Won't you help to sing this song of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption song, redemption song. emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy. None of them can stop your time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing a song of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption song, redemption song. These songs of freedom, these songs of freedom, redemption song. Home, sweet home.
Rich, rich, rich. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you, Valerie, around here. Thank you, everybody. It's just a movement in consciousness this morning. Let us have our prayer of Jamaica, which is on a flyer in our program. Together, the radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women the truths of life which set free. The light of God's love is growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established, and so it is. This prayer is really a redemption song. It's really good. Our final hymn is also on that flyer. I will. The words are on the screen for those joining us online. I will start anew this morning with a higher, fairer creed. I will cease to stand complaining of my ruthless neighbor's greed. I will cease to sit repining while my duty's call is clear. take our love offering blessing, thank you all for your generous donation to our mission as a beacon of light. Together, it is found on our envelope, and I think it's on the screen as well. Lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase and multiply. Bless, prosper, and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. So be it. Thank you, Father. And so it is. As we go into that pure consciousness out of which all things, divine right action and order flows through our affairs seamlessly, I know that we acknowledge that power, that presence in our midst. God, the good omnipotent, that all-powerful, all-knowing presence that is even now guiding us ceaselessly along our paths of wisdom, unfoldment, and achievement. The achievement of the goals for 2023. I know that as we listen deeply to the urges of spirit, and we know with absolute certainty that our way is indeed made clear, and indeed that the meat that we know not of is providing itself for every good thing in our lives and affairs. We are truly open and receptive now to the goodness of spirit, the loving kindness that indeed continue to overshadow all of us as it provides our security, our prosperity, our love, and indeed perfect health. And comfort for members now at this time who are going through that process of separation, only to know that that love that simply brought their loved ones on this plane of existence is that love now that continues to provide comfort and whatever is necessary for indeed life to express that which is peaceful, that which is extraordinary. So we just give thanks for this shared consciousness. And I know that its presence goes before each one of us this day, ensuring that our pathway, yes, is always clear and filled with the glory of God. Oh, our wicks are trimmed as we shimmer with that love light of the Christ, blessing all who come into contact with us. This is our truth as I release my word with thanksgiving to that law that makes it so. And so it is. Yes. We'll sing peace this morning. The words are on the screen. And for sanctuary, we know it by heart. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Thank you for joining us in consciousness. And remember, we have spiritual offerings for the entire week to help us trim our wicks. We have on Reverend John's website, you have quiet moments. On Wednesday, no, come Monday's a holiday, no? Wednesday and Fridays, yes, for the rest of this week. We have noon bites, a pause for prayer from the temple from Tuesday for the rest of this week. Just that pause to just center us. We have Tuesday evening with Reverend Sonia Davidson at 6. We have prayer power at 6 on Thursday. A plethora of spiritual offerings to just simply lift our spirits. So, see you back here next Sunday with your pencil and paper to fix your business for 2023. We are stepping into our glory. All right? So,
Amen.
Each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with you.
the box for our love offerings is out front. And Ministry of Environment has put out an e-publication. You're going to get it tomorrow. If you don't get it yet, you're going to get it again.